Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video I wanted to show you how we can recreate the soft pad sounds that you hear a lot in Ólafur, Arnalds and Nils Frahm songs. So we'll be taking a look at the sounds themselves, but more importantly a few creative processes we can use to make them sound more organic and try and recreate that kind of analog hardware kind of sound. So let's jump right into it. So this is the first pad sound here. So I'll just play a couple of chords. Sounds a bit different from the example you would have just heard, and that's because for that one I was using this VST here. So this is the same one that I used in the other Nils Frahm video. It's just a replication of the Juno 60. They do a free version of this, and all the parameters that we're using come in that version. So this is what it looks like, the free one, which I'll leave a link for. But for example's sake, I'll just show you how you can do it in the 3x oscillator, so that you can recreate the sound using whatever synth you're using. So it's pretty basic. It's just a square wave and a sawtooth, and they're both tuned to the same octave, and then we've got a bit of white noise, and that's just turned up a wee bit to around here. And then to get that chorusy effect, you just have to detune them a bit from each other. I wouldn't go too severe because that'll make it a bit too wide. But that's pretty much it. This was the volume envelope, and then I just had this filter around here. If you got a MIDI keyboard, then it's quite good to just link that up so that when you're jamming around with the music, you can create these nice little articulations in the filter. So I would usually start off with it there and then open it up as the chord progresses. So just to show you what I did in this VST quickly, it's just the same thing. Just a square and a sawtooth with a wee bit of pulse width. Some noise, the frequency was sitting around here at the start, and then that was the ADSR. As you can see, pretty slow attack, some decay, bit of sustain and release, and I activated a wee bit of chorus for that kind of phasey effect. So onto the effects, I'll just show you what I've got going on here step by step. So this is the first one that's just making the signal more down the middle, just taking away some of the stereo field because we had a chorus on it, and when you detune them slightly, they kind of push them out to the side. And I wanted the original signal straight down the middle, so that the reverb and the delay would kind of push the sound out, and it wouldn't become too all over the place. So it really just helps for mixing the sound and making it sound a bit cleaner. The next one comes from a free tape emulation, which I'll also leave a link for. And this is just applying a bit of saturation to add more grit to the sound. And I've also applied this flow and flow and wow and flutter. Jesus. So I'll just show you what they do by playing the sound. So that's kind of like a vibrato, and if you just have it coming in a bit sussily, it just adds a nice variation, makes it sound a bit more authentico. And the wow is doing the same thing, but that just changes the pitch. Too much, man. So I think I had both of them about there. Next, we've got an auto filter, and this is where the rhythm comes into it. So this is also a free plugin. You can use the love filter, and I'll show you how to do that in a sec. But basically this is just an LFO. So it's set to a square wave, so it's either going to be on or off, and then it's playing quarter dotted notes, which is where that cool kind of rhythm comes into it. And it's just a low pass. So that's all that's doing. You can mess around with some of the other ones. If you want it a bit faster, then eighth dot sounds pretty good, or using triplets. just bear in mind that when it comes to the delay, you don't have that set the same way. So if you've got dotted notes, then you want the delay to just be quarter notes or vice versa. I'll get to that more in a sec. Now if you wanted to use the love filter, you can do the same thing. So I'll just show you wee tip here. So this is the speed of the LFO. Let's start from the beginning. So we've got low pass, take that off. And if we set the skew like that, we know that that is 1 beat. So if we wanted quarter notes, we just change the speed until we've got 4 of them in there. So that would be quarter notes. Oops. That would be half notes, and then triplets would be like that. And then to create a square wave, or more of a square wave, change this one here, and then this one here, and then go a bit further. And you can do it like that, and then you could change the speed. And that's basically doing the same thing as this other one, except it's just a bit trickier. That's pretty much it. And then I've got this limiter over here. So this is applying a side chain to the kick, which I'll try and demonstrate now. If you don't know, to set that up, you just have your kick here, and then you right click the channel you want to apply the parallel compression to. Right click, go side chain to this track, and then go in here, select compression, go up to 1. The threshold is how much pumpiness you want in the sound, and then the ratio is to what extent it gets side chained. So with that, just has a wee bit of extra bounce into the song. Now onto the gross beat. All this is doing is basically chopping up the sound of it. So you could also do this if you recorded out the audio and then mixed it around a little. But I just messed around with some of the presets until it sounded kind of alright. So I'll just demonstrate that. And when that's applied with this auto filter, it gives it that cool kind of choppy sound. If you turn it on. There we have it. Now onto the delay. Now the reason I'm using this delay is it's kind of based off a tape delay. So you've got this modulation which modulates the pitch, and I think it makes it sound really like a lot of those kind of effects pedals. And to accentuate that, you can also take out some low end, some of the highs, so it's a bit more distorted, and that's just playing quarter notes with quite long feedback. When I export this project, if you want to download it, what I'll do is replace this delay with the one that comes in FL Studio, just the delay 3, so that the thing isn't missing and you've just got somewhere to start off from. So we'll just listen to that. Sounds pretty nice. And then reverb, I just use this because it sounds quite big, it sounds alright. Doesn't really matter which reverb you go for, just it's more personal preference really. If you want something more natural sounding, then I would suggest going for something like a convolution reverb, and then just selecting the preset that you want to try and emulate. So you've got all of these to choose from. Yeah, again, that's just personal preference. And then finally, we've just got an EQ taking out some of the sub, just so it didn't get too mixed up with the sub bass that we have going on in there. Speaking of which, this is very easy patch. This is the sine wave, and that was the volume envelope. That's all it is. Muted. Easy, and that's just playing the same bass notes as the chords themselves. So that's pretty much it for those sounds. Now I'll show you this other sound that I've got going on over here, and it sounds like this. So it's some pretty basic white noise, and I use this to try and emulate the feedback that you'd get when using a lot of hardware gear, especially when synths are plugged into multiple effects, guitar pedals, that kind of thing. Kind of pick up on this like feedback that comes off of using this hardware gear, and I just sent that to the mixer, and then sent that directly to the same channel that had the pad in it. So just applied the same effects instantly. So that's it, with all the effects on it. And then I just copied all these notes and then just chuck them in to here, so that whenever the note plays in the pad, this white noise will be activated as well. So I'll just show you how it sounds before and after. And if I add it in, and it's yeah, it just creates like a nice texture on top of the sound, and just yeah, it makes it sound more like these kind of sounds are coming from actual hardware gear and not just being programmed on a laptop in a small bedroom. So just looking at these last two elements here, I've just got a bit of room tone, that's basically just white noise, and a bit of vinyl crackle, just to make it sound a bit more authentico. And that's how they sound. So that is pretty much it for this video. If you do enjoy this content or find it helpful, then consider subscribing, because I've got a few more down the pipeline that you don't want to miss out on. And consider smashing the bejesus out of that like button, because it does help with the promotion of these videos, as well as encourage me to make more. So that's it for today, and I'll hopefully see you guys in the next one. So look after yourselves. Peace.